$5.50 for a cold brew Pops. $5.50 for coffee.
When I was your age, that whole cup was a quarter. Same cup, same coffee.
A quarter? You're making that up.
I'm really not. And that right there, that jump from a quarter to $5.50, that's the most important thing nobody ever taught you. Sit down.
Okay, but come on. This is the everything was cheaper in my day speech. I've heard it 100 times. A quarter, a nickel, you walked uphill both ways to school.
Heard it from my own grandfather. Doesn't make it wrong.
And look, my rent jumped $200 this year. My grocery bill is genuinely insane. So I know stuff costs more. I live it every week. I just figured that's life. Prices go up. What's there to understand?
You don't, though. Not really. Because you think it's just old men complaining. It's not. It's a force. It's got a name, and it never stops. And right now, it's quietly working against you while you stand there holding that $5.50 coffee.
A force, okay? So, name it.
Inflation. You've heard the word 100 times on the news, your parents griping about groceries, but I'd bet you couldn't tell me what it actually means in a plain sentence.
Sure I can. It's when prices go up, things get expensive.
Close, but you're looking at the wrong end of it. Prices going up is what you see. Here's what's actually happening, and it's the part that matters. It's not that the coffee got more valuable. It's that your dollar got weaker.
The dollar got weaker, not the coffee got pricier.
Same event, two completely different ways to see it. And the way you see it decides whether you do anything about it. And this one's simple, but you've got to see it once.
Wait, hold on. Why does that distinction even matter? Price goes up, dollar gets weak. Isn't that the same thing said twice?
It's the same fact. It is not the same lesson. If prices went up, nothing you can do. Prices aren't your business. But if your dollar is getting weaker just sitting there, well, now that's your business. That you can do something about. Hand me the napkin. Watch. So, plain as I can make it, inflation is when prices slowly climb over time, which means the same dollar buys a little less every year. That's the whole definition. Prices up, so each dollar does less work.
Each dollar does less work? Okay.
Well, there's a phrase for how much your dollar can actually buy. Buying power. Or purchasing power, same thing. When folks say a dollar isn't worth what it used to be, that's what they mean. It's lost buying power. The bill in your wallet still says $1, but it does less than it did.
So, the number on the money stays the same?
The number never changes. That's the trick of it. You've got $100 in the bank. A year goes by, you've still got $100. Looks safe. Looks like nothing happened. But the world got a little more expensive around it, so that same 100 buys less than it did a year ago.
My money didn't shrink. The world grew around it.
Oh, now you're seeing it. The money sat perfectly still. And sitting still, it lost. Let me show you it's real, not a feeling. A postage stamp to mail one letter. 1970. That stamp was 6 cents.
6 cents. And now?
78 cents. Same stamp, same letter, same job. 6 cents to 78 cents in my lifetime. A gallon of gas, 1970, about 36 cents. Now it's pushing $4.
So it's not just my coffee. It's the stamp, the gas, the rent, the eggs, everything, all at once, the whole time. I've literally never lived a single day in a world where this wasn't happening to me. It's just the air.
Everything. Slowly, forever. Now, How fast does it go? On average, across 100 years, prices have climbed around 3% a year. It doesn't sound like much, 3%.
3%? That's nothing. That's a rounding error.
Is it? Here's the part that'll get you. At 3% a year, your money loses half its buying power in about 24 years. Half!
Wait, half? If I put $100 in a shoebox and leave it...
In 24 years, give or take, that 100 buys what 50 does today. You didn't lose $1 of it. It's all still there. It just does half the work. And right now, in 2026, prices are climbing faster than average, running around 4%. So it's biting a little harder than usual lately.
So the shoebox is a slow leak, except nothing actually drips out? Every dollar's still in there, and it's still leaking.
That's somehow worse. Like, at least with a real leak, you can see it dripping. This one's invisible. There's no statement for the air getting more expensive.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Last video, we found the leak you can actually see. All those subscriptions draining your account. This one's worse, because there's no statement for it. If you haven't seen the subscription one, check it out after. It's a good warm-up for this.
One leak you can catch. One you've got to understand.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, but now I'm a little freaked out. So is inflation just evil? Is the government robbing me? Should I be panicking and buying gold or something?
No. And this is where most folks get it wrong in the other direction. A little inflation is normal. It's expected. The people who run the money actually aim for about 2% a year on purpose. The people who run the money actually aim for about 2% a year on purpose. Because the alternative, prices falling, sounds nice, but it's worse. When prices fall, people stop spending, businesses close, folks lose jobs. A slow, steady creep upward is the healthy version.
So, falling prices, which honestly sounds amazing to me, cheaper everything, sign me up, that's actually the scary one. And a little bit of prices creeping up is the healthy normal. That is completely backwards from how it feels in my gut.
You've got to respect it, not fear it, not ignore it. It's like weather. You don't panic about rain, but you'd be a fool to leave your tools out in it for 20 years. The mistake isn't inflation existing. The mistake is letting all your money stand out in it, doing nothing, getting rained on.
So no gold bunker.
No gold bunker. Just don't leave the shoebox out for 20 years and expect it to keep up.
When did this actually click for you? Because you didn't come out of the womb knowing this.
Took me years. 1971, I got my first real paycheck as an electrician. I was so proud of it, I'll tell you. I opened a savings account at the bank down the street, and I put a chunk in there, and I felt like the most responsible young man in Ohio.
That sounds right, though. Save your money. That's the lesson everybody gives.
It is the lesson, and it's half right. Here's what I didn't know. That account paid me almost nothing to sit there. And meanwhile, all through the 70s, prices were climbing fast. Some of those years near double digits. So every year, my safe money in that responsible account was buying less than the year before. I was losing ground and patting myself on the back for it.
How long before you noticed?
Too long. Years. One day, Helen went to fill the same grocery cart that used to cost us $30, and it was near $50. And our savings hadn't grown a nickel to keep up. Well, that's the day it hit me. My money wasn't safe in there. It was just sitting still. And sitting still, I told you, that's going backwards.
So you did everything they tell you to do. Saved, stayed responsible, and it still quietly cost you for years.
That's the part that actually scares me. I could be doing the right thing right now and not even know it's costing me.
That's exactly why we're sitting here, so you don't lose the years I lost.
Okay, so for someone who just learned the word today, what do they actually do with it?
Here's how I'd think about it. Not telling you what to do. First, just know the word now. When you hear inflation on the news, you don't tune out anymore. You hear, my dollars are doing a little less this year. That alone puts you ahead of most people.
Know what it means. Don't tune out.
Second, money you need soon. Your emergency cushion, the rent, that stays in cash. Inflation's slow. It won't hurt you much over a year or two, and you need that money safe and reachable. Cash is right for the short stuff.
So it's not never hold cash.
Oh, never. It's the long money that's the problem. The money you won't touch for 10, 20, 30 years. That money can't just sit in a shoebox or a no-interest account, or inflation eats it alive while you wait. And what you do with that long money, so it can actually grow faster than prices climb, that's the whole rest of this channel. That's why investing even exists. It's not about getting rich. It's about not standing still while the world gets more expensive.
Short money, safe in cash. Long money can't just sit.
That's the lesson. That's the whole lesson. I'll say the quiet part, since I already told you half of it.
Go ahead. I'm not up here as the genius who always understood this. I lost real years to not understanding it. Money that should have been working sat dead in that account through my whole 20s because nobody ever explained to me in a plain sentence what you just heard. They taught me save your money and stop there. Nobody finished the sentence. Save it, yes, but don't let the long-term pile just sit and rot. So if this is the first time anybody's drawn it out for you, you're not behind. You're about 30 years ahead of where I was. You're getting the rest of the sentence. A dollar standing still is a dollar going backwards.
So, that's the slow leak nobody warns you about. Now, speaking of money going the wrong direction fast, next time I finally make Pops look at the thing I've been hiding. I've got $8,000 in credit card debt, and I'm about to find out exactly what it's costing me. It's not pretty. That's the next one. We'll see you at the table.